Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Анатолий, это канал 4, и мы с вами продолжаем играть в LA New Noire. Я что-то, кстати, обратил внимание, что последний стрим что-то довольно-таки длинненьким получился, но ничего. Напомню, что у нас перевели в убийственный отдел, и у нас первая миссия. Первая миссия кровавого, как он там называется-то? Красная помада или что-то такое, короче. Помада цвета крови, что-то такое. Нормально. Жестокость не очень приветствуется, но...
Alright, gentlemen, take your seats. Let's get this over before lunch. Floyd Rose of the homicide squad has decided to take early retirement. We will all miss Floyd and the steely edge he brought to his police work. The department has arranged a wee drink at the Galway Arms to quench the mighty thirst a man gets from 25 years of police work. Floyd's departure leaves the place at the top table, and the chief has seen fit to promote Cole Phelps from burglary to the homicide desk. Stand up, Phelps. Take a chair. You're in the major leagues now, Sonny. Rusty Galloway, a fine lawman of the old school, will be taking you under his wing.
Нафиг он нам нужен?
Your first case is the murder of a woman, found last night and bearing all the signs of the werewolf. Get out to the scene, lads.
Так, завершить работу в одном из отделов, вы откроете режим улицы Лос-Анджелеса в нем. Чего в нем? Так. В нем вы можете патрулировать и реагировать на происшествия после перевода. В новый отдел будут появляться новые уличные преступления. Ну, в целом понятно, короче. Но я же не думаю, что это как-то... Типа в одном отделе, если ты не выполнил какие-то миссии, то типа в другом отделе этого не будет. Ну, тех миссий, которые были до этого. Ладно, погнали. Когда мы там чешем.
Do you have the address?
It's been all over KGPL. It's off Temple Street, between Belmont and Glendale.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just...
Да, конечно. Тачка какая-то коричневенькая, или она просто грязная. Очень приз, автолюбитель. Да, это новая тачка.
Hey, come on!
What happened to Rose?
Играет вроде прикольно, но она какая-то...
So they're both clearing the decks.
So where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you, and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
The Dahlia. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
We any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads, and we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far. This will be the same. But cutting someone in half and leaving them off the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Why so many women this year?
Because of the war. You should know that. Guy gets to kill people every day in combat. Comes home, he's expected to take lip from his wife. What do you think's gonna happen?
It's that simple.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
Ну, зря он, наверное, так говорится. Он все несет к тому, что это из-за войны ветераны, которые там поубивали народ, сходят теперь с ума и убивают своих жен. Ну, это бред. Нет, это есть такое, конечно. С этим не поспорим. Но не так, чтобы прям из-за этого люди становились маньяками. Блин, тачка, конечно, по набору скорости прикольная. Но она вообще не едет. Кстати, это место похоже на прошлое место.
How about a scoop for the Examiner, Galloway? You could use some good press.
Another tramp, another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
Get used to it, Phelps. Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines. Now scram.
Мне Джоша Буша напоминает. Нифига не отцепили.
Trollman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. Well, part of it. Kids park here, they use it like a lover's lane. It's a working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, detective.
No one's disturbed the body?
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with. Cause of death?
It could be the head injuries. She has been badly stomped. The cuts look superficial.
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
Да.
Interesting. What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
На нее еще кто-то наступил.
What's the writing on the victim mean?
BD, like Dahlia? Tex? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
Так. Что у нас тут? Следы.
What can you tell me about the shoe prints?
Men's size 8s. Pinker lifted impressions for me to compare back at the lab.
То есть ее отсюда тащили?
Find anything?
Что с расческой? Мне кажется, она просто выпала. Нет ничего такого.
The victim's bag? Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body.
Больше ничего нет. О, глобус.
Looks like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
Прикол.
The Bomba Club. Why steal a table lighter?
When we get to the Bomba, man could die of thirst in a case like this.
Maybe. No.
Can we discuss this later?
Я так понимаю, мы все посмотрели.
You've got to be kidding. We're driving this?
Нет, мы поедем на это. Не обольщайся. Не, по набору скорости реально она классненькая.
The werewolf?
For my money, a copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The caller of the decade. You've been working evidence on BD case for 6 months and got nicks.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, Hotshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us a note on a corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. There's some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder. It was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. Can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
Блин, ну он какой-то вообще старый ворчун. Вот я не понимаю, он реально бред какой-то несет. Какой из него детектив? Ему нормальные дельные вещи говорят, доходчиво все. Он начинает это игнорить, типа нет, он давно уехал и так далее. В армии там служит где-то в другом месте. Но это бред. Нет, может быть это, конечно, не тот маньяк. Но все равно маньяк какой-то есть. Потому что если отдел убийств, нам первое дело сразу такое крупное. Фу. Что, Дед Мороз, что ли? Да. С этим у него вообще беда. Интересно увидеть пожарную машину тут. Как она выглядит. Бомба клаб.
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps. I'll stay here. I'm a little parched. Pour me 3
Ой,
things of rye.
алкаш долбаный.
I think he's a bit of a gangster.
A waitress. Can I have?
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine?
Going to pay for that?
Christ. Sure, I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine was a lovely woman.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
Так, допустим.
You know him?
No. He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Ну,
Yes.
вот это опять отвод глаз.
Around 11. If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you.
Один приз дар убеждения. Не понял, что такое. Убедить, сообщить. Бамбуковый такой столик. Так, жертва. Вот
Mrs.
украдено
Henry appeared to be
кольцо.
missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
Да. Не знаю, мне кажется. Так, а чё по интуиции? Не, мне кажется,
I
где-то
think you know
что-то.
where the ring came from, and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay. I bought it years
Ах ты ж
ago.
козёл.
I carried a torch for Celine in those days. Guess I always have. Her old man never knew about it.
Ха. Так.
You know the husband?
Sure I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. Put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
Нет, блин. У меня какие-то сомнения.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up, like usual. But he refused. She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but got no answer.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big help. One more thing. Would you have an address for Celine?
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her
Да
home
что ты
in
врешь?
cabs to remember that.
Заткнись, лучше бы ты этого не говорил. Потому что понятно, что вы спали.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
Circumstantial.
So, how's your tuna fish salad?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Конечно.
Please. Thanks, ma'am.
Да, там они как-то в отделе побыстрее работали сразу. И тачки находили, и номер... Так, а газеты нет случайно? Так, это получается мы к ней едем?
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job with a healthy thirst for vengeance.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother.
Что такое? А, место преступления. Пистолетик обозначает, нифига себе.
Any central unit, car 16L reports a possible jumper at 8th and Hope. The Methodist Church unit to handle code 2 identify.
Эти вызовы я на потом оставлю. Буду кататься, тогда повыполняю отдельным делом. После основной уже части стримов.
Cole, come on!
Отнять. Ну или просто... Может, отдел убийств, если пройти, и, правда, не знаю, сколько там миссий. Типа просто взяться и попроходить вот эти дополнительные миссии. Вот, и потом проходить сюжетку дальше. Ну, наверное, так и надо будет сделать. Так более правильно. Так, ты кто такой? Цветами тут ходит. Место преступления.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second. Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
Визитка. Семья горела заживо.
You said I had to go back, Doctor.
The fires are cathartic. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary arrangements.
You said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have dealt with death before.
I want you to come to the clinic and we can deal. You said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
Ключ какой-то.
Optimistic, Cole.
Чей туфля?
Size 9s. Above average for a lady.
Кто это? Опять этот вискарь. Лол Диаблс.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
Записочка. Джейкоб.
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband, but Jacob could give us something to go on. One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty. Galloway, homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
Так, там еще, по-моему, какая-то комната была.
Tiffany? The rest of the stuff is junk. Might explain the missing ring.
Секундочку. Тиффани, да. Ну, это, видимо, от того самого кольца. Портретик. Это кто? Она?
Regular Amelia
Вот.
Earhart in her day. The ring looks distinctive.
Ну да, кольцо, конечно, вообще бомба.
Not sure this means much.
Ну, такая же фигня там была.
I doubt it.
Непонятно, что за приборы для накрутки волос, что ли? Так, ну мы вроде все осмотрели здесь. А где он заходил? Через какой вход? О, ты кто?
Knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan! Jennifer Horgan. I've
Sure.
known Celine for more than
No.
10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I
Jacob,
think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
ну, велик проблем в семье. Я слышал, что кто-то что-то приехал.
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Что он переобулся?
Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
For my money, if the broad keeps the house looking like that, she's probably deserved it. The skipper says bring him in and keep the hacks off our backs for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you've come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work the evidence. I only stipulated a connection to the BD killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Officer detail, 211 and shots fired. 391 Broadway, Mallory's Cafe, 391 Broadway. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Чуть не проехал.
Hey!
Заткнись. Мы тут приковались. Я думал, у нас с мечом там идет зонтик такой.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. You follow my lead.
Он пистолет достал.
Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh,
for
my God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
she's-
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Чё тебе жаль, дурак? Чё тут интересного? Книжка какая-то.
I get even the slightest hint that you're a flight risk.
Probably nothing.
You think the atmosphere's thick in here?
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back.
Прикол.
The oldest problem there is, what to do about the old lady.
Что-то мутит. Опа. Ну там не бита была. О. А, вот это уже похоже.
Nothing significant.
Хотя нет, там это слишком маленький предмет. А куда это ты собрался, а?
Size 11s.
45-й, а там 43-й был. Может там, кстати, те комнаты тоже можно открыть? Пойдем пообщаемся, так понимаю, тут больше ничего нет. Передвижение
So who could
жертвы.
have killed Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
Куда она поехала?
You know where she went, Jacob. You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
Ну, допустим.
We know she went to the Bomber Club.
The bartender there, he calls me if things are getting out of hand, and I go and I bring her home.
Ну да, все правильно.
He called me last night. I said no. Phone rang a couple more times after that. I ignored it. I'm gonna have to live with that.
Последний контакт с жертвой. Ну, сейчас соврет.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
Ну, кстати, соседка так и сказала.
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look, I'm sorry. I left. Maybe 9 p.m. Might have been a little later, but right around 9.
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
Ты врешь. У тебя
I don't
записка.
believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, Big Mouth? Huh?
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
We're still going to need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're going to tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
Ну, тварь.
Okay. Let's just leave it at that.
А,
You're not...
старый получу по щам.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
Мне кажется, он его сейчас убьет.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Certainly, Detective. You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers,
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt...
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
Так, а куда мы дальше направляемся? Центральное отделение полиции, но я думаю, что нам вряд ли нам туда сейчас нужно. Ой, что-то я не то нажал. Но этот сказал продолжить допрос, потому что тогда сгонять. Допросим уж.
Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
Give me a break.
Блин, не, ну игрушка мне нравится. Ну, прям, я давно такого не ощущал классно. Ну, просто интересно играть, преступления раскрывать. Я не знаю, что за синдром раскрытия преступлений у меня пошел. Ну блин, он раньше срабатывал здесь. Ты надо прям ко входу подъехать, что ли. Мы этого, получается, дальше идем спрашивать.
We have a firm lead, Captain.
Are you questioning my judgment call, Phelps?
No, sir.
Good. I thought not. Jacob Henry is a sub-sister pushed around by his wife. I think with the right kind of persuasion, he might be prepared to seek absolution. Are you prepared to show him the error of his ways, young Phelps?
I don't think he's our man. Galloway agrees with me.
Don't drag me into this.
Rusty is a practical policeman. A bird in hand is always worth two in the bush. Let's liberate a confession from poor Jacob and the public will sleep easier tonight. Run along now, Phelps. I've warmed them up nicely for you.
Предварительно разогрел. Мне кажется, тут какая-то хрень непонятная, что, но это не он. Но я уверен.
Doesn't look good, Jacob. You're in a big jam here. You lie to me, and I can't help you out. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Так, доступ к орудию
What do you do
убийства.
for work, Jacob?
I'm a mechanic. Engines, differentials, transmissions,
Блин.
that kind of stuff.
So you have access to tools?
Yes, I do.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
Блин, а у нас есть что-нибудь? А.
You're full of shit, Jacob. The truth is you hated that bitch. You followed her and dragged her into the car and then took her out to the moors. She woke up and you smashed her face in with a socket wrench.
No. No.
And then you stomped her. You stomped her because she's a drunken whore and she treated you like shit. You stomped her for all the years you had to take it. You stomped her because you are such a weak fucking sister, Jacob, and you wanted to erase all memory of it. Go on. Try to deny it.
I was at home. I should have gone to her at the bar, but I didn't. You can't prove I wasn't home.
I can. The bar owner, McCall, gave you up. He called your house right at the time that someone was smashing Celine's skull in and got no answer. If we find that socket wrench, you're gonna fry. Get it off your chest. Tell me you killed her.
А, ну да, он сказал, что ответил, но...
I killed her, all right. I killed her dreams. She was an aviator, famous in her day, flying around up there like a bird. But she never wanted to come back down. You know, my pop was a sod farmer, dirt poor. I joined the Corps, trained to be a mechanic. I did better than my father did. I worked hard for it. It's all you can ask of a man. But Celine, she never wanted to come down from the clouds. She wanted everything I couldn't give her. All I had was security. That was never going to be enough.
Но у него алиби, получается, нет.
You did it. Everything points to you. What does text mean, Jacob?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Слово текст. Ну, мне, наверное, все-таки нечего про это говорить.
I need a reason to believe you, Jacob.
You want a confession? That's what you want?
That's exactly what we want.
Ты откуда здесь взялся?
Seems to me there are two types of marriages. First, where the couple love each other equally and everything's roses. And there's the other, where one person loves the other more than life itself and always puts them first. Chumps like me, who love them no matter what, no matter how badly they behave. That's it. That's my confession. I love my wife. And I'll take any test you got to prove it.
Так, разрушение семейных
Your marriage
отношений.
was over. You took her in and she threw it back in your face. You didn't go over there to hurt her. It just got out of hand.
It's not how it was.
А как это было? Не знаю,
You're
как это
lying,
было.
Jacob. It was falling apart and things got violent.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you how it was.
Jenny Horgan says you blackened her eye.
It's all right, Jacob. The DA will understand. In your shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing.
I hit her, all right? I'm not proud of it, but she was coming at me with a frying pan. What would you do? I took it for years, but sometimes a man can only take so much.
Why did you break into your wife's house, Jacob? Why steal the ring?
What? What are you talking about? I've got a key. Why would I need to break in?
Чего? У него есть ключи.
You took the ring because you found out who gave it to her.
What are you talking about?
Her prized garnet ring, given to her by her old boyfriend, Dick McCall.
I never knew that. I lived with that woman for 3 years, and I never knew that. Well, in that case, I think you should be talking to Dick McCall.
We'll do the detective work, lunkhead. Just answer the questions.
I'll see what I can do for you, Jacob.
Жестко.
I'm not promising. It still looks bad for you.
Но алиби у него как такового нет.
You failed me, son.
We have another lead, Captain. This guy Mendez could be our man.
I hope so, Phelps. I really hope so. I'm deeply disturbed by your style of police work.
Он что, дебил? Я столько дел раскрывал. У меня будет что-то такое втирать. Не то, да?
We can still pull down a conviction for the skipper if we chase down this Mendez guy.
Continue to respond,
Так, ну чё, куда мы? Квартира Мэтца. Ну да, если вот медленно подъехать, он вообще не проедет никогда, наверное. Ой-ой-ой, а тут сверху надо.
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're sober.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
Так, нам что там надо? 16-й, по-моему, говорил.
Mendez, apartment 16.
Мендез. Так. 4-й этаж.
Here, the apartment's up on the top floor.
Блин, как удобно. Пишешь на каком этаже, какая квартира. Так, 3-й.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in. Take a look around and see what you can find.
Опять этот же ключ.
Incidental.
Такой же ключ. У нее там тоже был.
Doesn't look like anything.
Слышь, это еда. Яйца, еда.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Я просто голодный.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Ну сейчас. Опять эта фигня. В окно свалил. Падла.
It would take a smarter man than me to connect that.
Сорок третий.
Gotta get these to Ray. Size 8s could help place Mendez at the scene.
А, сам 41-й, я почему не думаю 43-й. Угу, вот и эта хрень.
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
Это что такое? А, помады, которые писали.
Brothers could match the color and brand of the body.
We have the murder weapon. Better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there.
Блин, тут даже элементы паркура классно сделаны.
You don't need to do this, Alonzo.
Get in and drive. Hit him! Clean this asshole off the road.
Охренеть. Куда он едет?
I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a bitch.
Давай.
Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. I'll try to shoot out his time. Wish me luck.
Блин,
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry. Put your hands in the air!
И сейчас она взрывается. Я просто, кстати, даже не видел, что как-то взрывались. Неужели это он? И это не серийный убийца, маньяк это?
I ain't seeing a goddamn thing.
Ну, какой-то, конечно, сейчас странный типчик.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand
it. Так-то обидно было. Все нормально. Скорбит, а Мэтс ждет визита прокурора.
This pain to cool the lava you pump through my veins, 'cause I'm burning up for you.
Что-то он, по-моему, не смотрелся на этом певице. Золотая бабочка. Butter — это масло, fly — это муха, butterfly — бабочка, масляная муха. Да вы задолбали такими вещами убивать.
Galloway.
Он переоделся?
Got it, Skipper.
А у нас, кстати, может, новые костюмчики есть.
He's my partner, after all.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
Straight through the red light. Said she never saw it.
You got a problem?
Че балакаешь? Ты дурак, что ли?
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
But don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
No assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. You might get along after all.
Блин, а это наверху. Блин, даже слышно, как он передачи переключает, прикольненько. О,
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case. Fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you don't
matter.
believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to be that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have
Что за
God's
дело
work to do
орхидеи?
here, and it can't be delayed.
Да, обрати как раз.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Detective, I was first on scene.
If olive oil comes
Help
from
me out.
olives, where's baby oil come from?
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
You're a modest.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
Here she is.
Similar MO.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we've got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stalked. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
You mind if I examine the body?
Похоже.
Be my guest.
Ой. Там так волосата.
Look at your mark. It's very
Distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
The stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Блин, также кольца
Cut
нет.
on the finger.
Fourth finger, left hand, a wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Значит, дело дает оборот такой же. Нет, но если репортеры написали все так же.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Значит, это какой-то все-таки подражатель. Блин, жесть, ну тут просто. Что тут у нас? Ну, надписей никаких, помады нет, соответственно, это не похоже.
Find anything interesting?
Учителя, родители, ассоциация.
Oh, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
Давай быстрее. Бабки, кстати,
The
не
motive was
забрали.
robbery. Why not take the money?
Detectives, RNI says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. We could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Так, есть еще. Ты что там фоткаешь? Там ничего. А, вон след. Все, что ли?
Something big, right?
This is awful.
Где мой напарник? А, вот идем.
Still might be some play in the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? No, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? Don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Calling all cars, citizen reports officer needs help, shots fired, officer down, 6th Street and Lindley Place. 6th Street and Lindley Place. Unit to handle, code 3, identify.
О, там такое красивое, что-то стоит. Ладно. Ку-ку. Ну, кстати, преступление же довольно-таки пошире по масштабу. Интересненько, в принципе, прям. Знаете, прям приобретают оборот подражателя, если не маньяк. Это мое личное мнение. И там просто было сказано, что типа драгоценности украдены и так далее. Было украдено просто кольцо. Потому что был интерес в этом кольце. Вот. А тут и часы украли, типа. Тут было ограбление, драгоценности, а по сути из сумки бабки забрали. То есть это было просто так для красоты. Браслет, да.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? gonna have a look around.
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
Что увидел? Скрипка. Ну это ее, наверное, скрипка. Не может быть
My partner will
неинтересно.
explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Так, это ботинки можно.
Work boots. Size 8.
Опять 41-го. Вдруг 42-го. Все может быть. Так. И опять драгоценности пропали, да?
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
Угу, часики.
No sign of a wedding ring.
Интересненько. Что-то готовим здесь. Печенье, зафигать, что посуду не успел помыть.
I'm at a loss.
All right, talk to...
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her.
Нет.
Tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
Так.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
I know it's painful, Michelle, but this may be important. She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
Нет, тут что-то не
So you were
очень.
hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Так ты же упоминала, что
They weren't happy, were they?
примирение.
Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
А, вот в чем прикол,
Thanks, Miss
золотая
Muller.
бабочка.
You've been very brave.
Вот чего еще не хватало.
Hey! What kid?
Daddy, the
Go
police
to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What the... But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Следы на месте
What size
преступления.
shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Ты дебил?
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out of...
Так.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
So you were here all night?
So
You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Не алимую тебя никого.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
Да дочка уже все рассказала, ты подлюка.
You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi. Check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in L.A. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Стой. Я тебе сейчас пупукну.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
Ну давай. Подлюка. Что ты там сжигал, а? Ботинки. Получим приз асфальтовые джунгли. Кровавые.
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Звонить будем.
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 564.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Could we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North?
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K. Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thank you.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting at the police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
Мог сначала едем, когда получается. Нас не сильно привлекает эта школа, но тоже надо будет сгонять.
I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, Phelps. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Да его подставили по-любому, не так же, как и, может
The
быть,
law of
первого.
parsimony.
Может, это
Occam's
все-таки монет.
razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Ну, кстати, все убийства разные.
Try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex Ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Any Central unit, a possible 288 at Belmont High School, 1575 West 2nd Street. Stand by for further unit to handle. Identify code 2.
11K to KGPL. We'll take the 288. Go ahead with the further. Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it.
Да, они меня видят. Неужели я так далеко уехал? Сейчас высекать будем.
Calm down.
Заткнись, мы летаем. Нам в морг прицелить.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Это больше похоже на вот этот.
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
Да не то. Это ничего.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe, registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller, has been found in the parking lot adjoining Belmont High School in Plainfield. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thanks.
Больше, конечно, подслушиваю. Так, а мы, кстати, тело-то не посмотрели сегодня. Или не надо смотреть?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Sounds like the broad got messed up between the house and the school.
We've got to nail
Been
this
to the
guy.
house. It's time to try the school.
The shoe prints?
Size 8s. Very similar to the impressions from the Henry case.
Now, who do we remember got caught in bloody size 8s? I think we have our bird. Okay, if you're finished jawing, we need to get moving.
Что-то тут, конечно, не то. Так, а мы отправляемся, получается, тачку осматривать. Вот как вы так вечно появляетесь, блин, меня бесите уже.
You're a different man in front of the captain, Phelps. Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that, the coroner's.
How so?
You know, you don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
You've been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print.
All units in the vicinity in any Central unit. A 211 and shots fired at 410 South Flower Street. Units that can handle code 3 identify.
А тут, получается, людей убить нельзя. Ну, типа обычно. Ну тогда прикольненько, просто за них штраф просто тупо за наезд на людей. О. Кстати, вечером автоматом включаются фары, и это прикольно выглядит. Блин. Тут же рядом где-то убийство было. Нет? Нет. Средняя школа.
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the dance.
Вот ты крыса.
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes.
Это репортер, наверное, какой-то.
There's the son of a bitch now. Hey, you!
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
Ну куда ты собрался бежать-то? А, там лестник. Убить его. Ты устал, что ли? Давай. Задолбал отрываться ты, пес. Вот он вообще бегун. Он ускорился жестко. И тут пистолет не достать. А, вот к чему это все ведет. Ну давай. Прям высоко штынч.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you oaky motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
Опа.
You're under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm going to take out my gun, and I'm going to count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Сразу на сходу к багажнику. А вот та самая веревка.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
Вот чем ее ударили.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Так и получается ее одежда.
The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
Ну этот козел явно что-то видел. Я детишка меня смотрит, блин, лучше бы вообще молчал, дебил конченый.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks for your help.
Он допрашивает этого опять.
I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
Она просто стала моей машиной бабочкой.
I don't know about this. My gut says Muller. We caught him trying to destroy evidence in his backyard, and that was his car with the bloody tools in it.
I never said it wasn't Muller. Hell, he probably killed his wife, deprived that poor kid of a mother. But he's not an immediate danger to anyone else. Rooney's a threat to every kid at Belmont.
He's a peeper, Rusty. We could pick him up for something else.
Easy.
Прикольно.
Really want to run that risk?
KGPL to any unit. A citizen reports suspicious activity 111 South Alameda. Stand by for further for any Central unit.
Watch it, will you?
А, это не военный, такси желтое. Че я купил-то? Думал, военный какие-то. Удивился, что так много желтых еще машин. Сорян за тачку. Расти я не хотел. А само так получилось.
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the... Are they ready?
Bowler's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
А кому сначала идем-то?
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, folks, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
He ran the light on Olympic, and we finally collared him on Temple.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
Eli Rooney. Ну, это подозреваемый, которого я сейчас поймал. Я думал, мы будем с этим разговаривать.
What size boot do you wear, Eli?
Kind of like anything I can get my hands on. I'm wearing 11s.
А мне кажется, нет.
You're maybe 5'5", 5'6" tops. And you wear size 11s? I don't think so, Eli.
That might be on the large side. Maybe 10s.
Maybe 8s.
Now that I come to think of it.
Why punish children with your iniquity, Eli?
You think I was never punished?
You must know what you're doing is evil.
Well, son, nobody's perfect.
You down on your luck, Eli?
I've had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro.
San Pedro?
I'm looking for something new.
This place you work have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters, HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
Do you ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Ну, допустим.
Smart boy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie, hitch, and braid. It stays tied.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
Да. Ты мне
You
никак
have
не
no
объяснишь.
job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. And you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
И чего мне?
You're as good as done, Mr. Rooney. All it will take now is some paperwork.
For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
А где второй-то?
This guy must have escaped from the loony bin.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
А почему?
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Доступ к
You know
каналу.
anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Got a stakeout down on Second later tonight.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love and war.
А кто из них-то убийца? Ну, может, вроде... Блин, я не знаю, но он кажется, что...
Why are you just sitting there?
Ну, блин, я не знаю, давайте, наверное, того сделаем. У этого все-таки дочка, у того ничего нет, и он еще и... Чтобы за этой дочкой потом его бегать. Где это было? У тебя улик больше, конечно.
Eli Rooney, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Deirdre Muller.
You want to put me back in the stir that badly, boy? You go ahead and try. I'll beat that rap. I ain't a killer.
Phelps, Galloway, congratulations are at hand. Drink, boys? I think you'll receive a commendation for this one, gentlemen. In the meantime, I'll speak to the DA about expediting the passage of the case. We need swift and merciless justice for poor Deirdre.
Я не знаю, честно. Но это очень странно выглядит. Дело пройдено, выполнено, все типа правильно. Так, а что у нас по времени?
We captured 2 regular army. Lieutenant! Felt, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank.
I'm in charge here, Medier!
Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen?
You're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There is no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Yet this golden boy actually seems to know what he's doing. See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we are fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the US because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Блин, хочется, конечно, еще пройти. Посмотри, что там будет. шелковых чулках.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, it's my real name. You can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint
Блин, вот
things to
не
men.
зря я решил продолжить это дело.
Well, young fellows, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Это все невинные люди. Все невинные. Их просто подставили грамотно. Сделали так, чтобы у них не было алиби. Падла. Ну, кстати, хорошо работает этот преступник. Если уж на то дело пошло.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Красиво.
Slow and steady, come on!
Ну да, мы прям совсем рядом и быстро.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Блин, такое же.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Ну да, это
Lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
Охренеть. Ну такое ощущение, будто...
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Kiss the blood, BD.
Да это я уже понял. Опять кольца нет.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Нифига, и там до кости аж сняли. Фу, блин. А, ну это... Да, я посмотрелся.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah. We know the M.O. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Предыдущих? А, в смысле, имеется в виду все эти. Чулок.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Так, и чего? Нет, с ним что-то не так.
Fellas, you'll want to come and take a look at this. I'm not kidding.
Find
Phelps.
anything
Come
interesting?
see now.
May as well follow the trail.
Antonia.
Oh, same as a library card.
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
Зачем же туалетной бумаги?
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Wow.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
253. Блин, что за такой кровавый след, нифига себе. Кто туда залазил?
Where are you taking us?
А, тут нет ничего.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new MO. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
Что это такое?
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Ничего не упускал тут. Да кто это лазил-то?
The trail points up.
Убийца, что ли? Кольцо теперь на веревке.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
Так. Прикол.
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Кроличья кровь. Друг просил освежить кроликов. Так, кусочек билетика.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Да, приличненько побегали.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
Right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting those.
I'm sure.
All units, officer detail, 211 and shots
Блин,
fired.
ну интересно, конечно, что все тут убийства, я так понимаю, будут как раз одним маньяком. Мы это в конце поймаем.
You nearly not.
Just a moment. Она комнату сдает. Это бабушка, я так понимаю, ей.
I'm sorry.
Я уже
Can I
сдавала.
help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone.
Такая мертвая.
Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am. Look at that. Someone's turned the place over.
The smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
Так, а что с мужем-то?
Okay, we have an address. The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Так, я с ним больше ничего нельзя делать.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
Реально, откуда он мог вылезть? То есть тут ничего такого нет.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
Так.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel.
Angel.
She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Да ладно, кому ты чешешь?
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar.
И все они в бары идут.
She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
You've had a break-in?
No. That can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we could check out the Eldorado bar.
А где деревянная шкатулка? То есть... Ну, кстати. Не, ну реально, у нас там нет никаких моментов, чтобы представить хотя бы откуда даже эта улика, да? Ладно, погнали отсюда. Рядом с местом преступления. О, нет, это бар.
A nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every time. Whoa there!
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, fellas. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
Такие тупые разговорчики, я вот не понимаю. Так, а нам надо посмотреть было, какой у него там.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got 100 pounds in your wife now.
Hey, now look, I don't want.
What do you think, Joe Louis?
I got nothing.
Почему я не знал раньше, что можно на
Got some
нажать
decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Сейчас это убежит, наверное.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
We should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors.
Ну что ж.
And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Ничего интересного.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Можно мне такие же фрукты? Эльдорадо.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
This will take some explaining.
То есть про это ты ничего не хочешь сказать, да?
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
И это все, что тут есть.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
No good. Nobody here.
Что, правда никого нет? И двери туда нет. Прикол. Стал болеть голову.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD, were you here last night?
Эй, зеленый гоблин.
Wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Падла такое, а?
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well-executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. You should check it out. KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finnis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
And now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. So what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Say, honey, what time do you get off waiting tables?
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Нормально.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Did she leave with anyone?
No. She wanted a cab, but my payphone ain't working, so I couldn't call her one.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Да вот тоже, блин.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem.
Блин, я
Hey,
неправильно такие.
get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Say, honey, what time do you get off waiting tables?
Ну так чувствую, я зря сюда ездил. Мне кажется, мы туда еще вернемся. Где-то косякнуло, он ответил неправду, соответственно, можно было что-то еще узнать.
Captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Внизу.
One was assaulted. That broad has socks in it.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
His information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all his fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case. Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
Он во второй, наверное. То что ж я все время сюда захожу.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. Her brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out, and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford Coupe.
Ford Coupe.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Ну, фиг его знает.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Это. Документ о разводе. У меня больше ничего нет.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
Блин, ну надо было спросить по...
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Ты дурак?
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
I want to make homicide.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
Так, ну, получается... Наедем-то. Эльдорадо опять? Я заранее начал тормозить. Блин, ну 3 дела, кстати, напряжно так открывать, потому что по времени это достаточно долго происходит. 2 дела, в принципе, нормально. Где этот бар там? А, вот. Браво, пес.
Do you mind if I get back to my bar?
Advice? So what next?
So, the fruit market was the last stop-off Antonia made. Let's go.
He drove me up to Mulholland and we did some necking.
Ну, это ответил правильно. Значит, в баре нам делать нечего.
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him.
Ну, это рядом.
Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market.
Вот этот вот. Фига ты. Вот я тоже офигел.
Just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start to save ourselves a day's legwork.
Форт. А, нет.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Ну-ка, объясни.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
She looked like she was having a good night to you?
Hard to tell. Might have just been the booze that was making her seem maudlin.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Чего?
Something bad happened to her, Clem. And so far, we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me?
Нормально.
You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Одна из трех правильно ответил,
I
нормально.
guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh. No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
So what are we
Ну, вот
hiding in
это
here?
только.
This thing needs a combination.
Я помню. Так. Да как поменять-то? А он такой же, как и веселый в этой. Я не снимал домик. Это что такое? А, руки молящиеся. Прикол.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. They must have seen it during the war.
Значит, это
This
он
brute
сам.
skull punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Неужели это он все убийство подстраивал? Ну, по сути, у него был доступ куда угодно.
God damn it, get after him, Cole.
Да выключись.
I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Нифига он
We should have
гонит,
grabbed
блин.
him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in
Водитель,
close.
дебила кусок.
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
С дороги, дурак.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Чё, финишная прямая тебе.
Clean this asshole off the road. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Give yourself up. Now.
Ну что, уродец, будешь признаваться?
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Учитывая количество найденной клеммы выпивки, вы не видели, что взяли вас по личному Эльдорадо? Фига себе.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
We'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show. Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. Sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Делает только смерти. Ладно, давайте мы закончим, дорогие друзья, пока на этом. Всем большое спасибо за просмотр, ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на мой канал. Всем до скорой встречи и пока-пока.